Hey everybody, it is Kit here. Happy Tuesday, and welcome back to the Brooks Legacy. We're with Generation 3, Marin, and this is going to be her last post for the summer season, and also the last post from when uh, Blaze is coming for a visit. There we go. I don't have too many pictures, but a decent amount. And this is actually a pretty exciting update, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Tomorrow we will have Blaze, and then next week we will wrap up the summer season with Ziola. And then I'm thinking we might start off the fall season with Kason, I think. I need to double check, but I don't think any of my side characters or anything have anything to do with the summer, or if they do, it's just a few pictures, so I might just bundle it into something else later. Anyways, so I hope you guys are having a good week, and let's get into it. A special day had arrived in Sulani, one that Marin hadn't quite seen coming, truth be told. Thanks to her conservation efforts, the turtle population was on the rise, and the babies were hatching today. And the best part, besides the obvious, Panda was here to see this event. And don't worry, Tony told him all about Marin's work and how important it was for the ecosystem. The Watcher had never seen this event personally, but it was a very warming sight. Go, little babies, go! Look at them go! They're so freaking cute! As for Marin, she felt very proud, mostly of the babies scooting their way across the beach, but also that the island was healing. It was almost surreal. Because when Marin had first moved here, she just picked up trash because the oily debris made swimming gross, and that and the rain was the only way to get clean at the time. It was a selfish region that slowly morphed into something else. And honestly, there were still days she couldn't believe that she had ended up in the conservation career, doing all of this, making special moments like this happen. Yet this moment was happening, and her biggest supporter was right there with her, cheering her on. Would Marin have gone for conservation work if she hadn't met Tony and his family? The Mohos had always been so kind and passionate for nature and the ocean, and of course now she knew why. But it was just one of those things she thought about. If one thing hadn't happened in her life, would she have ended up here? And yet, all things considered, it may not have been the prettiest path, but the light at the end of the tunnel was growing brighter with the call of the sea and sunlit sands. That life had led to a moment of hope, and new lives being brought into the world. Marin hadn't made the best choices in her life, and she prayed to the Watcher above that her little brother and unborn baby made better choices. But this moment felt like she was healing. Overall, the event was a success. The turtles made it to the surf, and Marin got some good data for hopefully more successful hatchings in the future. And, naturally, an excited guardian of the ocean had to watch the baby turtles swim from afar, pride for his fiance's important work flaring in his chest. And life had a funny sense of humor sometimes. From daydreams of being a pirate to being a passionate conservationist. But who was to say a pirate couldn't care about the ocean and her bounty? Now all Marin needed was a pirate ship, and she'd have pretty much everything she dreamed of as a kid. Really, though, she had more than she could ever have dreamed of. This week with her brother was wonderful. Seeing him all grown up was great, but it also brought bittersweet feelings to Marin, especially given her own pregnancy and upcoming birth. The baby was going to come any day now, but probably after Blaze left, sadly. Blaze promised he would be back, but Marin also swore to herself that she would go to him. And to their mom, dad, their cousins, and aunt and uncle. It was past time for Marin to reveal herself. And honestly, she was so scared to do it. Absolutely terrified. She thought Panda would hate her, but he didn't. He loved his sister, truly, even when she felt she was unworthy of that love. Hey, Mar, I'm proud of you. Life was changing soon. The summer was ending, and this time Tony and Marin threw the traditional moho gathering at their home. It was to say goodbye to Blaze. A goodbye for now, not forever. It was a farewell to the summer, and in celebration of the life that Marin had created and was carrying. The baby turtles would be a boon to Solani's ecosystem, and of course, Marin and Tony were having a baby. There were so many reasons to celebrate, so even with Marin exhausted and feeling unwell, she smiled with much joy in her heart. Marin! When is my little niece or nephew going to make their appearance? You are fit to pop! Nalani was so excited. Tony, sweetie, how are you feeling with everything? Marin's looking so tired lately. I know you, my boy. Are you getting enough hydration and rest too? Yes, Mama. Good, good. Because when that darling little swimmer grandbaby of mine comes to this world, you both will need your rest and to be there for each other. And you know your father and I will be over in a heartbeat. Just give us a ping and we will gladly help. I know, Mama. Thank you. Tony truly had a wonderful family and wonderful parents. The party was a great time, with some friends, new friends, and even Bailey from Blaze's SSP program showing up for the festivities. It was wonderful to host a party. It made the space feel full and like a home. And speaking of Blaze, a certain someone showed up to say hi. And this time, Mr. Cupid did not quite feel the need to push two lovebirds together like he had earlier in the summer. Uh, Marion might also be a little crazy, but beach chicks sounded like the most perfect idea for their somewhat self-sufficient island home. Don't worry, Oaks knows not to eat them. And before they knew it, the summer had one final surprise for them. The baby was coming! Marin hot-footed it to the hospital, with Tony grabbing all their go bags and running after her. Marin was slightly concerned about the whole possibility of a mermaid baby. How would that work with hospital checkups? But Tony assured her the veil was in place for that sort of thing. And honestly, soon after this, she didn't much care. Our expectant parents-to-be had bigger problems at hand. Like hospital staff doing the Reset Sim challenge instead of delivering a baby. Tony could do nothing but panic, hoping and praying that this vampire-enthused doctor would deliver his baby safely and without hurting the love of his life. Was that Marin's heart? Oh, he could barely watch. His mama hadn't warned him about this part. Honestly, was this the doctor or a medical intern? But soon the gurgling cries of a brand new baby were born, and the panic disappeared from his face, only leaving adoring love in its place. Y'all, the fourth generation of the Brooks is finally here! Welcome to the family, little one! I'm so happy. And look, just like that, a healthy baby boy is born, and Marin is just fine. Fine, and happily in love with her son. Marin has a son. It's time to go home. Home to the fall. And a new life for Marin and Tony again. It's inspiring to see how far Marin has come, honestly. From a troubled runaway teen to a happy, healing young adult mama with a loving fiance and a wedding upcoming next year. Marin, you have come a long way, my dear, and it's only up from here. Unfortunately, at this time, we did not have the mermaid baby bassinets in the game, but this one fit just right. With a souvenir from Strangerville, nicked from Grandma Hope's stash a long time ago, watching over him from the floor. And now, was this a good omen or a bad omen that this precious gift from the tides was crying when it was stormy outside? To be determined. Luckily, his daddy was immediately on it, ready to come to his son's aid at a moment's notice. It's okay, it's okay. I've got you, my baby boy. A bottle was what his son needed, and while his baby boy happily sucked it down, Tony just gazed upon him like he was a precious treasure. Tony was going to be a good father, and this boy was going to have everything and anything he ever needed, both him and his mama, Tony swore on the tides. The ocean would hold Tony to it. Now, you might be wondering where Marin was during these important first moments in her son's life. Getting struck by lightning again. Imagine the watcher's stomach dropping, heart stopping shock when she saw this. When she went to check on Marin. And finally, the moment y'all have been waiting for. Tony and Marin's baby boy is, in fact, a mermaid. Minus the tail and scales so far, which Marin was relieved to see, and alas, his name. Well, welcome to the legacy, Lear Moho Brooks. Lear. L-I-R. Yep. And that is that. A, decent sized update, I guess. A little bit smaller than last week's. But nonetheless super important. Yeah, so Marin had her baby. It is so surreal too because again, I'm really close to catching up with all the posts and stuff. Lear's only I can say his name now. I can say his name now. Yay. He's only a toddler. So yeah. We're close, you guys. We're close. But yeah, I'm so happy and so proud of Marin. I love all of the Brooks. I love all of them and their individual stories. I love them all. I love every single one of them, even the spouses, even my side characters. I love all of them. But Marin does hold a special place in my heart because of her struggles, because of her story, and how everything is turning out for her. I mean, obviously she's still a young adult, which it might seem like, oh my god, she's been a young adult for so long. But I mean, and I kind of felt bad about that, but then I thought about it and I'm like, no, really, in reality, Blaze is 18, right? And his birthday was very shortly after Marin first ran away, and then her birthday was in pretty much a week after she ran away. So in reality, she's 21, maybe 22, somewhere in there. She had babies. She had her baby really fast, probably the fastest out of all of the legacy. So, and at this point, I do have aging turned off because I was trying to figure it out. I don't mind long lifespan, and in fact, I kind of prefer it. But the babies. Babies being in a bassinet take a million years, and at the time I was like, oh crap, what do I do about this? And there was a simmer. Oh shoot, they left X a while ago, I want to say 2 years ago. Puck, another plum bob. They had the Lacey legacy, and I saved his uh way of how many days in each lifespan he had his Sims in. And I was like, oh, okay, I kind of like this. And I really loved watching and reading his legacy. Really did. Fantastic legacy. I'm sure they're still doing it. They're just over on Blue Sky and I'm not there. But I have that saved and I was like, I'm gonna use that and go back to it. But now I'm like, do I really want to do that? So I'm really kind of struggling with, well, okay, how do I just do long lifespan? Maybe I just do long lifespan and adjust some stuff. Like, I could just age up the babies to infants after the newborn moodlet wears off. Um, or give it basically like 2 days, something like that. And then, because I have been doing long lifespan on my dumpster challenge, and it was kind of rough, but at the same time, like, I feel like, I mean, again, dumpster is a very drastic challenge, but I did get all of the milestones, and that's the important thing, especially for like legacy and stuff. I want as many milestones as possible. You know, I want there to be time to do things besides the, okay, we got to do the aspiration, we got to do this, we got to do that. You know what I mean? I want to have the adventures. I want to have the fun. Like, I mean, really, this week over in Sulani was not really super beneficial for Blaze's story. Does that make sense? But at the same time, it was because he was with family. It was basically a family vacation. But I wasn't working on his skills. I wasn't working on, like, quote unquote story or anything. You know what I mean? So it was like, oh, did he lose a week of time? Um, and I want there to be time for university and, you know, the life after university and stuff before they really get into adulthood. Um, yeah, and I think the other issue, it's not so much the adult years as it is the other ones. Like young adult, and elders, I feel like a long lifespan would work really well. Uh, it's more of like the infant to teenagers that I'm like, I hope that there's enough time for some shenanigans and stuff, but I'm still figuring it out, is what I'm trying to get at. And I might rock with long lifespan, but then adjust some stuff. I don't know. If anybody has any suggestions, that would be awesome. Um, but yeah, so I like a slower way of playing for sure, but I like to get more of the smaller moments and not so much on the go, go, go all the time. Um, yeah, so. But anyways, that is going to be it for Marin today. It is so crazy. It is so crazy to think that she's got a little boy. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. And yes, she will be going to see her mom and her dad soon because she is determined, even though I didn't exactly touch on it, even though it was in my original Twitter posts of these pictures from a couple of years ago, she is determined for her son to know his grandparents and to be around his family. She didn't know Eden because, Eden had children late in life, and then, yeah, right? So she is determined to have him be around his family, both sides of the family, and be more involved, even if that does mean it's going to open up quite a bit of sticky wicks, and she is absolutely terrified, but she's going to do it for her son. So, a family reunion will be happening soon. Unfortunately, one thing is going to happen before that, but we will get there. And what I will say is that reunion between Marin and Hope and, the baby, yeah, and Lear and all of that, and Tony and, family reunion, it actually hasn't happened yet. So yeah, I'm in the middle of the quote unquote roadblock is where I stopped playing. For the, I don't even know, 5th, 6th, 17th time. I don't know. Legacies are legacies, man. Sometimes it takes a while. But yeah. Um, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. 2 more posts for the summer, I do believe, at least from the main Brooks, and then we are going to fall and university and all the things that happen after that. So we will see Marin in probably several weeks, some weeks, not a couple weeks, not a few weeks, but some weeks. Yeah, thank y'all so very much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this and have a great rest of your week. Don't forget, where the water's slow, like the seas grow. Bye!